Ready?
Yeah.
Go. That was super cute.
That is cool.
You're supposed to catch it or?
Oh, did you want us to catch it?
Hey Kim, how old were you when you first had your period?
I was 15 when I got my first period. So it was grandma, my baba, who was the first person to know that I'd got my period. And her reaction was, oh, you've become a woman. I was like, oh gosh. So I had a grandma that was like, well, that's wonderful. You know, you're growing and you've blossomed. And my mother's reaction was, she needs to come home. So I went home early for holidays because I think for her, it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't something that I should be proud of or talk about to anyone. It was quite it was a secret. Even buying it, I can remember going and buying, they would put it in a brown paper bag so no one saw it. So it was interesting that the difference between my mother and my grandmother, what the reactions were. So she was like, oh, you've become a woman. So with Olivia got hers at 11, and I can vividly remember it, the day, it's 5 years ago.
And I remember waking up and I was like, oh my God, this is it. And I remember running to my mum, I've done it, I've got it. And mum was like, there's no way. And I remember her coming home with like baskets full of just everything, from like liners to tampons to everything you could even think of.
I love that she's really open and we have good dialogue, whereas I never had that. It was, like I said, it was almost like she's on heat, we're not talking about this, you're not going anywhere. Oh, okay.
Have you ever had an accident, a period accident?
So I was living with Dad, which I've never done before. So it was all new, and I'm getting ready for school. Dad's driving me to school, and I turn my dress over, like my school dress, and it's all over the back of my school dress. And at that point, like Dad and I have never talked about periods. Dad and I have never had that conversation. So I freaked out because not only has this happened, but I'm with the worst person to talk about it. So that's when Mum called Dad and she was like, hey Ken, Liv needs to come home, she's got a doctor's appointment. Yeah.
He's also from that generation. He's 10 years older than I am, and he is from that generation where he doesn't really know how to deal with it, and he doesn't really want those girls, if she has a period, she needs to stay home, which is sad. Yeah.
But a fair times I've been like out with the girls, like whether we're at the beach, whether we're out, and I'll get my period and I have no money to spend on sanitary items like that. So yeah, I've had to go to like public toilets and use like toilet paper and things like that because I don't have any money to buy them.
They are expensive. So there was probably a year or two where I used to use, you could buy cotton wool, like for long dressings, it kind of comes in a reel and it's really, really cheap. It's like $1.99. And I would use a cut face washer and then toilet paper on the bottom. So I actually had to do that. So it does take your dignity away. So I think when Olivia, that's why I come home with 2 baskets, because I was like, I never wanted to be without these. It isn't nice. Thank you.
Are you right?
Yeah.
Quite powerful.
As we're all having a little cry.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear that because I had no idea that my mum, like I've always known my mum always goes without just so she can provide for me. So, but to hear that, it means a lot that my mum's done that.
So shit.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry. Do you want a tissue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep asking questions you want to carry on.
What's going wrong? What's going on?
I'm just gonna have makeup done.
I know, what are you doing? We won't be going out tonight. We'll be hardly making it for lunch.
Can you tell me, are you a pads, tampon, menstrual cup, recyclable pad, period undies kind of chick?
You go first.
I'm a tampon person during the day and pads during the night.
again, tampons during the day and pads for night time. But they have these new things like
So what's that?
a menstrual
know
cup.
about these.
Okay, you talk.
Apparently they're like
Apparently.
$50 for a menstrual cup. What? Like $50
They should be cheaper.
up front.
How do
So
you reckon you put that in?
I think, is it like, you like squeeze it like that?
and again,
Like that?
No.
Did I?
there you are. Yeah,
Yeah. I want to use one of these.
you do.
Yeah.
Okay, they're 50
I don't know
bucks.
about $50 up front.
Okay,
though.
so is it lunch today? Is it lunch or the menstrual cup? What is it? Yeah. So, but I
Can you
think
sleep in it? Yeah.
you
Oh
can.
my gosh.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, maybe it's all right then.
Okay. Actually, I would like to say thank you to Rochelle, and on behalf of Olivia and I, we're really honoured to come here and share our personal experience regarding periods and the stigma around them. And what a great job you're doing.
Thank you for
very
having
much.
us.
Thank you too.
Period.
Period.